Hey, it worked. What's going on? What am I on? I don't know what I'm on. How are you guys doing? So, anyway, Rabbit, what's going on? Cool Gamer, how you doing? Texas Jen, what's up? Salty Dog. That is a very, very cool avatar. That is very cool. That's just a cool looking dog. That's awesome. Hey Wendy H, how are you doing? Anyway, guys, I can't get my head straight. You know, it's like after Friday Night Live, I have hey Boomer, how are you doing? Boomer saw the title, said, "Oh yeah, I gotta get in here on this." Anyway, so after FNL, it seems like okay, well, for like Saturday, I gotta do something different. Like Saturday, man. Hey Levy, what's up, bud? I had a hard time waking up, man. I'm just exhausted. But then wait, did I do something Saturday night? I feel like I did. Right? Was Sunday Bakers? We just had a busy weekend. But it kills me when I get back on here and I hit the thing. I'm like, man, it feels like forever since I've streamed. I completely forget everything. Anyway, trying out this new digital background thing that StreamYards allows. I don't know. I'm not very creative. If you guys can think of something better, that'd be really cool. Because right now I'm just thinking about I'm going to do this. That's not it. Oh, this is it. Boom. It's kind of distracting, the other thing. Anyway, most of the time I'm just lurking, chasing kids. OT chickens. Chasing kids like chickens? Chasing kids and chickens? Because we have both here, Boomer. We have both. We have people with kids. We have people with chickens. We have people with chickens and kids. Yes, me too. Wait, there we go. YouTube hangovers are real. That is very, very true. Legendary. How are you doing? 40-foot leg lamp. I think I took that down. That leg lamp's still there. I'm gonna do something though. I don't know if that's now I'm scared about its integrity. I don't want anything to happen to it. But anyway. Or chasing kids or chickens. Wendy H, you're the best. Wendy, when are you gonna come and hang out with me? Oh, it is. It's or half Irish. How are you doing? Cats. Chasing cats. Oh, wait, hold on. I have kids, dogs, cats, lizards, tarantulas, the whole gamut. Are you a petting zoo? That'd be cool. I'm trying to get Valhalla to do a petting zoo. But he doesn't, he gets jealous of the goats. He's like, people just want to come pet the goats. I'm like, Valhalla, they cannot pet you. By the way, I don't know what happened with our friend, the Broken Baker. But that son of a gun got earlier. Hey Christine, how you doing? Earlier I was uh looking at his stuff and I was like, oh, he's close to 2,000 subs. I like doing streams where you get somebody over a big hump, right? And then son of a gun, he didn't cross 2,000 today. I was like, dude, you're gonna have 3,000 before I do. By the way, the next person that follows me on Twitter will be 750. That'd be awesome. That'd be cool. But anyway, because of Baker, it was his birthday. Because of his major accomplishment. See this? I've already nibbled into it a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Little cheesecake. It's going to have a little cheesecake for our friend, the Broken Baker, to celebrate. Hail, Broken Baker. Mmm. Mmm. So good. You don't like when cheesecake gets room temperature? Oh, it's so good. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know who Recovery Addict is, but that's awesome. So, like all these people, guys, that's one of the funniest things. Yes, we all need a little cheesecake. I like cheesecake muffins. Have you ever had those half Irish? The little like small, not that small, but they're like in muffin wrappers. Oh, those are good. What was I saying about that? Boomer, thank you. Look at this. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, is that Recovery Addict is streaming the same trial as Baker? Okay, so yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So Recovery Addict, I don't know who they are, and it's funny. Streamers will always come in and be like, oh, blah 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 and blah blah. I'm like, no, I don't know who they are. I have no idea. And I'll tell you guys, this was a real funny one. So against Valhalla, he's a huge Nick Rekieta fan. Huge Rekieta fan. So in the after show, one time Vegas Rick was back there and he says something about Nick Rekieta, and Vegas Rick goes, dude, I have no idea who you're talking about. Like, who is that person? Like, I've never heard of him. And like, well, all his eyes got kind of big for a second, and then he realized, like, oh yeah, YouTube famous is not famous. I was like, yeah, well, that's not just all of it. I don't know anybody. I have a hard enough time remembering my own name. That's why it's here on the screen. Anyway, guys, so what happened was, since last Thursday, remember last Thursday, Friday was going to be the drop of Eric July's second comic. And Ethan Van Sciver reviewed it. Now, I have not. Hey, KLI, what's up? I have not watched this. Okay. I've been itching all weekend. And today I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I need to do something. I've got 2 videos ready to do. Yeah, one's got to go. There's a deadline on it. But anyway, there's a literal deadline on it. Guy's going to be executed. Got to do the video. Anyway, but there was, so I got like 2 videos to do, and I'm sitting here going, oh man, it's like I got to stream stuff I don't want to do. What am I going to do? And then it hit me. I haven't watched this. I was like, oh my gosh, we had so much fun the other night. I don't understand any of this. The best part is that none of this has anything to do with us. Because I'm not a drama person. I don't want drama around me. I don't. No, don't. That's why I always tell you the truth. Or if you end up finding something I said was not the truth, it was by mistake. Because I'm not smart enough. Guys, I am not smart enough to lie. People that do. Hey, Allie, how are you doing? People that can do that are they're different people. They're a different breed of people. You know what I'm saying? So, with all of that said, let me see here. Let me do that. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Right. All right. I had to say, EVS is not wrong about the issues with the story and artwork. Expert. Hello. How are you, Chirpy? I don't know. It's just cool, man. It's just why not be happy? I'm with you. I'm with my friends. I'm hanging out with my friends, and we're all sitting here doing just like stupid stuff, having fun, not wearing pants because pants are prison, guys. So on Twitter, a guy I know, he's a very, 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 very successful defense attorney, and he's known for not wearing socks. And he said the other night, he's like, it is so cold, I had to start wearing socks. And he took a picture of him wearing socks and put it up on Twitter. And I was like, socks are prison. Anyway, it's weird because I was like, after I sent, I was like, man, this guy is serious. Sometimes I forget about 3D people I know versus 2D people that I hang out with. Anyway, it's because it's not drawn. It's him. Oh yeah, I want to know, Boomer. Like, who was it the other night? You, somebody else, maybe half Irish. We're talking about the drawings and stuff on this comic. Their assets. Yeah, and I'm like, it's the first time I heard the term. You know what, guys? I just realized how bright my monitor is. Look at this. By the way, guys, guess what? Bad news. My sunglasses. We gotta get new ones. There we go. That's better. So yeah, there's a problem with these. But anyway. I don't have hair anywhere in my body. I'm a dolphin. Oh yeah, first you learned about the 3D asset thing too. That'd be really cool. We could get all that stuff. By the way, I have a light over here that's changing colors. I do not have my lights underneath here changing. Oh yeah, I do. Cool. But anyway, it's that'd be cool. We could do a comic if I knew how to do all that stuff. Would that not be cool? Sit here like the stream would be, let's do a comic book together. Anyway, all this stuff, all this jiving I'm doing. Let's get into this, right? Add to ta-da. Okay, so what we're gonna do is either man Sciver is gonna go over. Is this ISM number 2? Right? Is that what is it called? ISM? Um, thank you. It's actually I usually have it put away by this time of year. It's it's Clark Griswold's. Same one he wore. It's from LL Bean. My wife got it for me for Christmas about 3 years ago, something like that. Isom. Am I saying it wrong? What did I say? Ism? Man, that sounds like something else, doesn't it? Thanks, Lex. Thanks, Legendary. Isom. Well, ism might be better. Put a J in front of it. All right, let's see here. What is. Oh, wait, I got to get my earphones in. I knew I had earphones in here for a reason. Up, and I just started scanning. So I found the part where it starts the comic book. Right away, I think this might be a better cover than the first one. At least the dude's doing something. I think these are demons. I don't know what the chick with the cowboy hat. There was a blonde chick in the last one. Remember her? So yeah, I don't know.
Lord, we're gonna do this tonight, guys. Really appreciate your being here.
You guys hear that and everything?
Amazing. We got 1,600 people here right at the outset. Very excited for a nice scholarly look. Of course, this is going to be a different type of show than we normally do because we're going to be entirely focused on this comic book and what I think of it and my criticisms of it. We're going to take a look at what could have been better, what actually worked, perhaps, and then I'll give you my final opinion, my final analysis of it. But let me just take a look at all of you. I'm really happy to see you guys. Amazing. No, this isn't the music that I want. I want to put that old school music.
Why is there music?
Here. Let me see. This is the old
Chris, how are you
Comic
doing?
Artist Pro Secrets music. Let me take a look and see some of these super chats before we get to the meat of this thing. Diamond G says, is this the comic starring the truck? Yes, it is. This comic book largely features a truck.
Come on, dude. I don't want music in this.
And the truck is amazingly consistently drawn.
There's a truck in this?
Geek Avenger says, if you read Isom number 3, you'll get Beastman AIDS. Julio Scissors for $20. Thank you. Have more from the Future Ex-Wife Fund. Wow. Better you than her. Ooh, I hope everything's okay there. Sport Nugget says, Isom 2 is... I don't want to read another one of these. I don't want to. But pretty well, though. I wanted to help him out. I wanted to see the success of his brand. And I wanted this to work. And I asked him, I said,
Okay, so he's talking about the cover. So you guys said he did this cover. And, is that down there at the bottom right? Yeah, that's his logo, isn't it?
So, sure, I'll do a cover. And he's like, really? Like, we were really nice to each other. It was great. Yeah. What's the book about? And Eric told me, like, I swear to God, this is true. If you don't believe me about this, you're not going to believe me about anything. He said, Isom gets a utility belt. And I said, that must be a big story point. Like, he was so proud of, like, Isom getting a utility belt. And he said it in a way that was
how
like,
you doing, babe?
He was kind of being smug about it. Like, no, not smug. Like, well, self-satisfied. I guess that is smug. He was kind of like, wait till you see what this utility belt does.
Diva.
And I was like, well, can I see a picture of the utility belt? He wouldn't show me that. Instead, he sent me over some drawings of Bloodruth. And I don't know who drew them, but nobody that he has working for him now. They were very primitive drawings. They're very simplistic. I mean, a good design. She's a it's a nice design. And then these monkey men, which I didn't like the design of. I don't know who designed the monkey men, but I saw them and went, these are gay. I don't want to, All right, here we go. I'll try to make these look cool. They look over designed. I would say that, like, there's too much, like, what are these things in their heads? Like, what is all this? Oh, they're bleeding lava. Okay. They got lava rocks coming out of them. All right. Sure. But anyway, I drew this. Now, this is my version of Isom. One thing that I will say in criticism of Isom, the whole franchise in general, is that there has been no clear, recognizable version of this character. Everybody who draws Isom draws him completely differently all the time. And I think Eric needs to pull in the reins there. And somebody, and maybe it's going to be Kanan White, but you know what? Kanan White is guilty of this too. Kanan draws Isom completely differently every time he draws him. So somebody is going to have to sit there and say, all right, this is what the character looks like, period. This is it. And just stick with that. It is important that somebody does that. Let me hide this comment here. Sorry about that. Because otherwise, everybody just kind of draws their version of a black guy. I mean, some people draw him like he's who's that guy? Dynamite. They draw that guy. Other people, like, I draw him a little bit more kind of would have been helpful with this. But overall, I like her design and all that stuff. I like her. I think she's cool. I think this is a well-conceived cover. Why? Why do I think this is a good cover? All right, because the hero is strong and he's fighting. Unlike the cover that we criticized last time, the cover that we reviewed last time for ISOM #1, he's not running away. I mean, the thing about the cover to ISOM #1 is that villains are coming and our hero is fucking running away from them, which is not encouraging. Most #1
I
issues
didn't catch that so much.
let me see, I
the
have
one
it here
thing
still.
someone
Thank you.
bought
They're
that
actually this
3DS
cover,
or
this
Jay
comic book, which we
not
reviewed
sending
last
us any
time,
copies of
was
the cover he
purchased
designed.
by somebody for
That's crazy.
$4,000, which I appreciate. We're going to ship this out to them this week, but he's running away. Like this is a #1
Chris, that's just
issue
what's great
where you're
about it, is
supposed to
we're
say,
not
look at this
involved.
badass new superhero. And right away we can see
I
that
think
this is the
Ethan
guy who
has
would
a
chicken
pretty
out
good
of a
argument
debate
here.
on the Alex Stein show.
But, you
Like
know,
this is a guy who runs
here's
away
a guy
from
who'll tell you
threats.
how this is. But anyway,
this is not encouraging. This is not a good
it's a
#1
big
cover. What we
part
want
of
is something
pop
like this.
culture,
Like you
and
see
you may not
this
even realize
and
it,
you
but,
kind of
like,
go,
you
all
know,
right,
these
our
are
dude is
movies
badass. There are
that are
threats here.
made
These are
after these
scary
things.
monkey men.
So,
And this guy here, he's handling
and look
business.
right here,
This is a man
ladies and
who's
gentlemen,
handling
our
business.
very
And then we
own
got a beautiful,
comic
sexy
artist
woman down
pro,
here. Our
Heidi
eye is drawn
Gracie.
here, though, right? The first thing we
This
see is
thing
we
is
see our
the-
main hero. That's the attention. Our attention is
Hi,
drawn to him.
sis, how are you
And then we
doing?
look around and we see the beautiful woman here.
Thank you, sis.
Very good. This is a solid cover, if I do say so myself. Now, I have received some criticism from Mike S. Midget, who has decided, fair play, to go over some of my artwork and criticize it because Mike hates
Guys,
me.
if you have a question about
And
anything,
he did this thing. You can see it on Twitter. It's pretty funny.
Chat.
He drew all over it, which is fine. You're allowed to do that. But he kind of said, this arm is too long compared to this arm. And he's right about that. And I knew it when I did it. And this is the thing about criticism. Valid criticism, it's valid when you get it, right? You know it's valid because, first of all, you're really close to your own artwork. And a lot of the times when you're making a mistake or when there is a mistake there, you're aware of it. And this is absolutely true. Like the monkey's head was so goddamn big that there was no way, like this forearm, the fist would have been hidden back here. His knuckles would have been poking out. So I went, I got to fudge it. I got to fudge the forearm. And I made the forearm a little bit longer than this forearm. I guess I could have lengthened this forearm, but then he would have looked like one of these guys here with the super long arms. So Mike actually went in and he drew he exaggerated the length of the arm here and exaggerated the length of the arm here and then redrew a very funny figure of like Isom with like one regular sized arm and one super long.
Am I better now?
Mike being a troll. Fuck you, Mike. You're stupid. But no, he is right. This forearm is too long here, but it's in service of the fact that like we've got to get this thing in a headlock, by the gigantic monkey man. And I don't think it stands out too bad. I think it works. So fuck you. All right, so going in going inside here, inside the book.
End of the last one, right?
Better design this time. Everything is kind of utilized to a purpose. I mean, I read it all, guys. I read this whole thing, and it is painful. Eric July is every single character in this book.
Chris.
And they're all behaving like middle managers, squabbling over information and data. Now, this entire book, if you want to know like what the theme of the book is some people think we need more information, and other people don't think we need information. Some people are good at collecting data. Other people are not so good at collecting data to their detriment.
But yes,
there's correct. A lot of that in here. The conversation, the dialogue is absolutely excruciating in that way. And every single character sounds like young Rippa 59. They all talk like him. Are you running away? Like I said, it is excruciating. We'll go through it. You guys paid for this, all right? You guys paid $2,000 for me to do this tonight. Let me just make that clear. I don't want to do this. This is I didn't want to fucking read this book, okay? I'm happy this book exists. That's great. After reading the first one, I didn't want to read the second one. I don't want to. But you guys paid me to do it. And I am in service of my audience. I love you guys. I really do love you guys. So together, yes, together we will be great. We'll be great together. The Rippaverse ethic. All right. This comic book company was not created at random. This is Eric. I mean, it wasn't created at random. It wasn't just it wasn't like the Big Bang Theory. Eric actually sat down and created. That's great. Yeah, it's true. I've been rooted in the culture of American comic books since I was a youngster, and being a creative in the industry was always a dream of mine. Again, using the word creative for some reason. Like, that's a word. I feel like I introduce words to Eric and then he repeats them. I'm being a creatives versus businessmen. So he wants to be a creative. Could just say a writer, being a creator is what most people say. Creatives. But the unfortunate state of the industry, hold on a second here. This kicks my ass right here. But the unfortunate state of the industry gave me the push that I needed to give it a shot. See, this is the difference between me and maybe Eric July. You know what made me get into comics? I got into comics because it was so fucking competitive and there were so many great artists working. Like, it was so successful. It was so prosperous. It seemed like a real competitive, creative atmosphere. And I wanted in. Like, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here, if that makes any difference. I wanted in. I wanted to be a part of a super competitive, creative business.
I like that.
And one in which everybody was making money. Like, that's what gave me the push. Like 1991, 1992's Image Comics, watching that, wanting to be a part of that. That's what made me want to be a comic creator. Eric sees the comic book industry on its last legs in his mind. And therefore, that's what gave him the push. Like, you know what? I've kind of thought about being a comic book creator. It's been a dream of mine since I was a youngster. But let me wait until it's too weak to tell me no. Let me wait until everybody's leaving the comic book industry.
Low. We were having trouble.
Let me wait until that happens, and then that's the push that I need to give it a shot. Either that, or there's kind of a savior solution kind of a situation here. Like, they need me. He says, but the unfortunate state of the industry gave me the push that I needed to give it a shot. And then he writes this, which is really strange. At such a young age. Eric, you're 33 years old. Jesus had already completed his mission by the time he was your age. Most people get into comics 19, 20, 21, 22. You're 33 years old. You think you're at a young age? Like, hey, listen, comics, getting into comics.
ID, my question is, what is your thought on this? Like, what do you think about the concerns? I mean, I don't know, just a general thought about it. There's a lot to cover. It's I don't know why it really started. I don't know why we're here, but I think it's funny to see this critiqued, not as a friend, but as a editor.
Comic books is something we do at retirement age. But I'm 33. I'm a young man. I figure I better get into it now. Bro, you're too old to be doing this. You're too old to be getting a start in this. Really. I mean, it happens sometimes, but making a point of saying that you're doing this at a young age drives me nuts. This is just a completely different mindset. We've seen what works, and we've certainly seen what not to do. I don't know what you mean by that. Rippaverse is the product of a comic book guy that still believes in the magic of the culture. Everything is goddamn vague all the time. Can you explain what is the magic of the culture? What culture? With that being said, we are guided by a set of principles that remain the staple of the company. And then you get respect to customer. In other words, block everyone who criticizes you on Twitter. Just block them brutally, immediately. That's respecting the customer, especially when they show you that they've paid for all. Now, for me, I get trolls all the time that come after me. And I go, hey, what the hell? And then they go, I used to be a fan, but now you're criticizing Eric July, and now I don't want to buy your stuff anymore. Now, hold on a second. So this is somebody who likes me. They just don't like what I'm saying on Twitter at this particular moment. This is somebody who has spent money on my comic books. I love you. I'm so sorry that you're mad at me right now because you don't understand that I have to flay this dude and expose him for what he is. I understand, you don't like that. That makes you unhappy, a little trembly in your tummy. But you bought my stuff before. Like, I'm not going to block you. We're going to get through this together. You're going to see what I'm doing eventually is of value. And then let's get back to a nice kind of comic book artist and reader relationship. I'm not going to block people that are predisposed to buy my stuff. I'm not going to do that. That's disrespecting the customer. This is bizarre. Canon and continuity. Our aspirations extend far beyond beyond having a couple of characters or series. Oh, really? A vast universe that is ever expanding is what we hope to accomplish. This is something that has long been intriguing about modern comic books, but it has become a lost art. The Rippaverse will fill this void. So he's thinking about Marvel Comics and the huge amount of books that come out and the incredible universe that Stan Lee has created. It's persisted now since 1961. Eric is saying that's not happening anymore, and he's gonna provide that. He's gonna provide. I don't know how he would do that. Like he's going to provide something close to what Marvel Comics was in his mind in its heyday. He's gonna fill that void. This means that every single book you buy will always matter. If retcons are to exist, we're not even 2 issues into his flagship book, and he's already imagining that at some point sales are going to flag a little bit and they're going to have to retcon. Eric, just relax and tell your story, man. Don't worry about retcons. That's a weird thing to be thinking about right now. They will only be used in the classic sense of introducing new information. We want every book you buy to always matter. These stories happen. There'll be no lazy time travel to change histories or events. Why not? There will be no cheap multiverses. Blah, blah. You're on the 2nd issue of your book, and so far, I'm just, spoiler alert, nothing happened. Okay? There's nothing that's happening in these comics. There's nothing that's happening. Concept will remain true regardless of the medium. Should the characters that we're already imagining, like, look, we're going to, and this is actually valuable here. Should the characters appear in officialized animation? Is officialized a word? That's interesting. Or live action, the depictions need to be as accurate to the characters as realistically as possible. I would just say, to that end, could you please define what your main character looks like? Because everybody, including Kanan White, draws him completely differently. Everybody draws him differently. You really do need to kind of say, this is what Isom looks like, and you will draw him like that. This is what his facial hair looks like. This is what his hair looks like. This is what his costume looks like. This is his general build. If you draw him differently than that, I'm going to ask you to correct it because you're drawing him wrong. All right. A comprehensive, your favorite characters will always be recognizable. Yes, get started on that now. You're 2 issues in. Get started on that. Comprehensive timeline. Because we value canon and continuity, it's important DC, that you're able to follow the timeline as these characters grow. This will be, oh my God, Eric, dude. This will be especially helpful for those of you that become customers years after our founding. We promise to try to keep reboots to a minimum. How about to 0? Why are you thinking about reboots?
Well, I'll tell you what, Lex. I don't think Cyberfrog is going to be part of that universe. And Half Hour's retcon is like something just goes. Maybe Darth Vader coming out saying that he was Luke Skywalker's father. That would be, you have a new piece of information that kind of changes things, events of the past. But of course, that was cool, and it wouldn't be in an uncool way. Oh, sorry.
Everything is like, you know what? At some point, we might have to reboot all this shit, but we're going to try to keep that to a minimum. Why would you even say that right now? If this means that a series is on its 100th issue or volume, so be it. So we're going to listen. Isom number 100, which is definitely going to happen. If you had a time machine, you went, into the future, you would definitely number 100. So be it. But this isn't a reason to feel overwhelmed. There will be plenty of opportunities to purchase anthologies. We are way ahead of ourselves here. That combine key stories, but we don't want to hold your hand, as picking up the pieces is often part of the fun. Not every story will be told in chronological order. So we'll always make it as easy as possible to keep up as the universe grows. And there's Eric July's autograph right there. That's a reprint of his autograph. It's on the... We got a nice shot of Darren here. This is pretty good. Of course, the background here is this is a dropped-in asset. Somebody actually found Club Merc. That was on Twitter today. Somebody actually found the asset for Club Merc. The interior and the exterior is
no way. Somebody's actually...
All right, here we go. Item number 2. By the way, ill-advised part 2. I'm looking forward to part 3 now, having read this in a kind of like dreadful way. Like, I really want to see how this gets wrapped up. Because it right now... All right. Oh, previously, look at this. After receiving a concerning call from his sister, Avery Silman visits his old friend Darren Fontano. Avery, in a pursuit of the missing girl, challenges Darren's knowledge of her whereabouts. The meeting turns violent. Being one of the most feared men in the city, Darren believes his bold action cannot go unchecked. Not only is Avery under threat, so is his family. Okay, is that what happened? Anyway, here he is. Thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoy Item number 2 even more. You guys are awesome. Love you. Thank you. All right. Book starts out with his sister in an elevator. And right away, you get a taste of, what's going to happen here in terms of Eric July's dialogue. I mean, the dialogue is excruciating. And, I'm learning how to write myself. I'm not saying I'm a master writer. I am certainly not, Alan Moore or Grant Morrison. But one thing that Eric could stand to do is to say, how can I say this simpler? How can I simplify my dialogue here? We got Altona. I guess she's in an elevator, although there's no evidence that it's an elevator. It's just she's standing somewhere and she's got a headache. And then somebody next to her, you know what? For the artist, I'm sorry. I gotta calm down. I just finished reading this, guys. Let me just be calm here. For the artist, one thing that you may want to do is you may want to kind of remember that your first panel in a comic book, first 2 panels usually are establishing shots. The first one should give an overall location. It should be like,
I think I like Boomers.
A shot of the building that she's in, an exterior shot of the building. The next panel
EVS
should be should include our character, and then we should see the environment that she's in. Okay, those 2 things are really, really good ways to ground the reader. So we would see the building that she's in from the outside. Next panel would be her standing in an elevator like this, just standing there. And then maybe there's another guy in there because there's another guy in there. He's here, and we can see that it's an elevator. We can see the buttons over here. We can see the door.
Okay, so Chris, and by the way, if you guys don't know Chris, like Chris is really, really awesome. Like extremely intelligent. I love her take on things. And right here says, Howard, I'm not a fan. Okay, I'm not a fan of creators criticizing each other. All right, I got better things to do than talk about how I don't know. I tried to think of somebody I can make fun of. I couldn't. Although this does seem constructive. So the constructive thing, I didn't pick that up until you guys told me that the last issue we covered. It's weird there's a lot of people out there that look at this and they just see it as 2 people fighting. They're just there for the drama, the quick clicks. I do think it is constructive, because since that last one, I've been thinking about that stream. And I was like, well, he did put out some good points, very good points. And I was like, I still don't know what the story was about. Oh, hang on here. I didn't hit play.
We can see the little rail that's on the wall, and we see that they're in an elevator. That should be panel 2. So this is the first. You want to thoroughly establish. Don't make people guess. And you can have that dialogue. Altona, are you okay? You can have that dialogue in this panel, or you could even have Altona, are you okay, on the initial shot of the exterior. You can have it, look, Altona, are you okay? Inside the building, coming from inside the building. We cut to this shot. This dialogue is basically the way Eric July writes, because Eric July can't just write, you look worried, you okay? You okay? You worried about the merger? That would have been fine too. What are you worried about the merger? That would have been perfect here. Instead, he writes, though I've never seen you this way, I know what stress looks like. Is this about the merger? Okay, what do you mean, though I've never seen you? Who talks like this? Who says, though I've never seen you this way, I know what stress looks like? This would have been just fine just to say, yeah, you look worried. What are you worried about the merger? What are you stressing about the merger, bitch? She says, what?
Bitch.
No, I just had a long night. I'm good. I'm good, which is an Eric Julyism. So it's just me, huh? Yeah, you're the one who's worried about the merger. You've been on board longer than I have. This isn't our first purchase. But this one isn't some failed startup with a decent idea. This new territory worries me. Now, all through this book, there are a lot of people talking about like business. Most of it is about the business. Altona goes into her office here. She does have thought balloons. So every now and then, Eric has established that we will be using thought balloons here, which is unusual. It's not really what most comic books are into anymore. People don't use thought balloons.
You really got this.
She goes in there and it's like, what the F? And then, aha. No, says a guy here. You reach into that purse, we're going to have problems. Assuming that she has a gun in her purse, I guess. And here you have Darren,
lipstick.
who's sitting at her desk for some reason. And more of this weird abstract dialogue that's sort of like a squirrel trying to
love this,
keep track of an idea. But thanks for joining us. Cozy spot you have here. You've done well for yourself. This is just her office, dude. It's not her home. Dude, this is not her home. It's just her office where she works. What do you mean that she's done well for herself? She didn't build this. Don't ponder too hard trying to figure out what's taking place here. I wish I'd really taken this to heart, this line of dialogue here when I started reading this book, because I read it very carefully, and then sometimes I would read the dialogue aloud because I wanted to, like, literally every balloon is like an air balloon. Every balloon is a fucking Zeppelin. Like, it is just air. These balloons are just pumped up with like air. They don't really say anything ever. It's a lot of double speak, a lot of vague generalities, a lot of implied threats. Don't ponder too hard trying to figure out what's going on here. I need your full attention. Again, could have been written as pay attention to me. Don't worry about him. Look at me. That would have been fine too. More than likely, you put him up to this. I figured we'd catch up in proprietor persona. How's little Vassy, by the way? I'm sorry, what?
So what Boomer here has said, this I want to like Eric, and okay, let me rephrase all this. So they do a lot of stuff, like a lot of culture stuff, right? And they try to compare it to modern politics and everything else. So I want to like Eric, but I don't agree with his politics. I think they're trendy. I think they're, the keywords, like, if you're going to like a Trump rally, okay, you can, if Joe Biden went to a Trump rally, all he has to do is get on stage and say MAGA. And everybody's going, yeah, right? You know your audience. And I think that's kind of like, it's a trendy way of doing things. Instead of standing up and, having a solid belief in what you're talking about. Now, that's just my own thing because I have a background in politics. So I look at it that way. I didn't like his take on what he's talking about legal issues with Ricada. Background law. So I look at it. But I don't, nothing against him personally, but to see the way everybody has acted after this one thing. Everybody liked Ethan Van Sciver until he said, I don't like Eric July stuff or whatever. And all of a sudden it was like, whoa, I cannot believe you talked that way about baby Jesus.
She hasn't said a word now except for what the fuck, and he's already like he's all over the place. Thank you for being here. I really like your office. It looks like you've done well for yourself. Don't think too hard about what's trying to take place here because I need your full attention. More than likely, you put him up to this. Who? I don't know. I figured we'd catch up in person. By the way, how's your daughter?
It is.
Let her answer any of these things, dude. Darren, I swear to God, if she says, and then he bitch smacks her as hard as he can for no fucking reason and knocks her on the ground. You ain't doing nothing. Now get the fuck up, he says. I just feel like something could have led. I don't know. I just feel like this guy is Darren's a unique retard. All right. Your involvement aggravates me because you should know better. This sounds like a text he might have sent me. We'll handle him when we find him, but him, again, we'll handle Isom. We'll handle Avery. We'll handle Mr. Silman. Veg, who? Who? The reader needs to know. This is like, we'll handle that certain person when we find him. We'll handle. But I need some answers. I watched that brother of yours do some real athletic stuff. Apparently, he took out my Except. How did he do it? I have no idea what you're talking about. Woman, you got the nerve to play stupid with me?
Bobby, you gotta tell us.
You pull out your gun now? All right, that's enough. And then suddenly, again, make no mistake. And we have a hero here, I guess, who is the founder of Projexis, which is, I guess, where this is going on. This is taking place at Projexis. One assumes. There's no word, there's no little caption that says this is Projexis headquarters, I don't think. Did I miss it?
No, it starts off in an elevator that you don't know is an elevator. It's not. There's no buttons on there either.
So I think this is Projexis, and this guy is the founder. His name is Lincoln. Oh, the names, dude. The names are a punishment. Lincoln UC Bio. And he says, make no mistake, you're only here because I allowed you to be.
Who's he talking to?
That must sound real tough, but you let him into a woman. You allowed
Who are
this
these guys
criminal
with guns
and his armed men to invade your female employee's office, wave guns around, and then assault her. You're a real tough guy, man. I'm sure this plan. I can't take it, dude. What is the plan? Hold on.
Who are the guys with the guns?
Damn, says Darren. Now, Lincoln, this is why he did this. It's like, well, why did you let this criminal gangbanger, this pimp, why did you let him into your Projexis?
Dude.
Like, this is a big technology firm, I guess. I don't really know what it is, but it sounds like a tech firm. And you've got like whatever it is here, like you're creating bioweapons or something. I don't know what it is, but you've got like a bunch of dudes that are like armed to the teeth with like automatic weapons. So this isn't like this isn't.
Wait a second, please. Did he really say you are siding with my enemies, so you are my enemy? Did he really say that? Because that's this. I don't know why that just gets me go giggle. You are siding with my enemies, so you are my enemy. Or I'm espionage. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing espionage. I'm a double agent. I don't know. You are siding with my enemies. That's like the Ultimate Warrior would say, right? You are siding with my enemies. So you are my enemy. Oh my gosh, I hope that's really. Don't tell me it's not verbatim. That's just awesome. Oh, you did that on stream, dude. That's so awesome. Oh, he did say that. Hey, Pass, what's going on? Pass, we're over here critiquing drama. A novel I read had some stories transition to graphic novels, but he used professionals to convert the stories to comic book format. Although he gets credit for the story, he had a lot of help. Fight Club 2 is a graphic novel. They didn't make it. I forget the guy's name now. Who wrote it? He did not make it in a book. He made it into a graphic novel. I don't know why that. I don't know why I just thought of that. Eric sent EBS a message basically, oh my gosh. The only thing that would make it better if it was lip synced from a Chinese kung fu movie. You are my enemy. No, wait, hold on. You are siding with my enemies. So that makes you my enemy. Oh, I'm sorry. It was dramatic. Sorry about that. That's why I poked fun at him. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so sorry. He also called EBS a racist because he wrote a comic where Cyberfrog found gang members, which were Eric's people. Racism's jumped the shark, man. I'm sorry. Like I don't even think it exists anymore. I think it's something they just talk about because it's. But yeah, that sounds right. Oh yeah, it's Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley. Oh, I had it so hard in South Carolina. You guys can tell I'm getting worn out from it, right? I'm like, just stop, please. At the end, we're all on the same rock. We're all going to have the same fate, okay? Let's all try to be happy and have fun doing it. You know what? Eric, July, he may have great hidden talents. It just takes the right person. You know what? A diamond, has anybody ever seen a diamond that hasn't been cut? Stupid. It's just a stupid rock. But it's the little guys out there, the little chisels, and all stuff. You know, they're doing all this stuff. The jewelers at Tiffany's make diamonds sparkle. Oh, it's on live stream. Like someone else says, being a writer, creative person in some other way does not mean you can convert that to another format that you are not familiar with without professional assistance and input. You're in the right place. Well, you got the laugh part, right? Oh yeah, they do make diamonds now. That's the craziest thing. Oh, guess what? There's only like 5 machines that can tell if it's a real diamond from the ground or a lab made synthetic diamond. Do you know who owns those machines? The bears, the people that own the diamond mines. It's their technology. Hey Jude, how you doing? He's hyping a finished stone. All right.
Amazon, you know what I mean? Like this isn't like you're not working at Twitter headquarters. Like something's going on here, and you let a pimp gangbanger for some reason come into the office and threaten your female employee. Why?
Right back.
I just needed to see what you were up to. So this is what it's all about. All through this book, it's people trying to collect data or not trying to collect data. They're trying to understand what other characters are doing. Nobody seems to know what anyone is doing in here at all. I mean, if you feel like when you read ISOM that you don't know what anybody's doing or talking about, you're not the only one. The characters in the book also have no idea what anyone is doing here or what they're talking about. Nobody does. And then more of this, it just really does feel like Eric July. By the way, I fired every one of those backstabbing moles. I hope you paid them well. Backstabbing moles. This really does sound just like sounds like Friday Night Tights a little bit. Sounds like by the way, all those backstabbing moles, I got rid of oh, maybe he means like cancerous moles on your back. No, he means backstabbing moles, like people who are given information. He's got like this pimp has information. This pimp has contacts within Projexis, and he's paying them and to give information about Projexis, again, seeking information. And Lincoln found out about them and he fired them. This is all great stuff. Escort him through the front. I want everybody to see it. But before you go, and then boom, he punches him in the stomach. Don't ever put your hands on anyone working for this company. Too late. He already did. Too late, dude. He socked a woman across the face. You're going to hit him in the gut for that? Like, all this sounds tough, I guess, to Eric. I just... That almost hurt. You know you messed up, right? You know you messed up, he says on his knees. Shut up and move. The disparity of power here is interesting, and just the cluelessness. I don't understand why this guy... This would be like, essentially, this would be like Elon Musk. This is Elon Musk, and this is Eric July. You know what I mean? Like, this is Elon Musk, and Eric July is somehow involved in Elon Musk's business. This guy's a pimp and a hustler. This guy is the founder of a major technology firm. How are they in a fight together? I guess we'll find out. Should be fascinating.
Maybe
right.
Elon's supposed to
skip a few pages here. Oh, this is great here. By the way, the original, I don't have the cover that Kane and White did, which is very funny. The cover that Kane and White did.
Just wasting your time with anything else, right?
Had Isom fighting this monster whose name is Chadbrand. Somebody should do kind of a data check and find out like where this name came from. All the names come from somewhere in Eric July's life. So who is Shadran? But they're fighting in an alley, and there's like a blurb, a hype blurb. And hype blurbs are something that are really from the past. They don't really exist
years ago,
like anywhere, but anymore. Like they're kind of outdated, kind of like thought balloons are. But I mean, they should usually say like senses shattering action. You know, it's like bloody battles the way you like them, served up Rippaverse hot. Like it should say something like that. It says inside, find out why Isom quit. That's the feature that's the hype blurb on the cover. Find out why he quit. I can't wait to find out why my superhero quit being a superhero. It's exciting. I like it. I like it when people give up, and I want to know why.
That's the real heroes are the ones that give up.
Out why people give up on being heroic. So that was the hype blurb. Anyway, this is why. Like, if you read that hype blurb and you got into this to read why, to find out why he quit, this is why. So we have a nice convention sequence here, and again, there's a lot of weird stuff in here, a lot of concerns of Eric's. Like, this is a convention. You've got kind of a fat, nerdy ginger, and then you've got kind of a hot blonde chick, and they're trapped here. Everything's a wreck. And he said, that thing looks like one of the Brigaders from the Silo comics. And she says, who? And he goes, what? You're wearing a... And Eric doesn't finish this thought, but he really should have. If this was important enough for him to say this. What? You're wearing a costume from the Brigaders comic book. You don't know... you're wearing a costume from the Silo comic book. You don't know what a Brigader is? Fake geek girl. You should have said that, which is what this panel is all about. But if you don't know, you have no idea what this guy's talking about. I know what he's talking about because I know these are Eric July's concerns and the concerns of people in this space. There are a lot of fake geek people out there that are just pretending. They're just using cosplay to get attention. But this isn't a comic book now. This isn't one of Eric's comics, these concerns. All right. Anyway,
wait a second. Okay, hold on. How did we go from the guys in the lobby with the gun to this? And this is a cosplay convention? And Isom is here as himself or as somebody else playing him? He's a dude playing Isom. What? I'm so lost, man.
wait, here comes Isom. He lifts. What does he lift? I guess he lifts like their cover away from them. It's all good. You're safe now. He lies. Thanks so much, man. Who are you? So apparently nobody knows who Isom is. Even in Isom's prime,
Starfire thing.
like people don't know who he is. Who are you? Did you kill that thing? He says not exactly. No, I mean, not exactly is a good way of saying no. No, not at all. Because he's right here. Did you kill that thing? Not exactly. You can call him Isom. The area is being secured, and it's still a madhouse outside. I'm just here to save any stragglers. She says, that was the most chaotic thing I've ever seen. I'm positive I saw that thing kill one of the officers. It happened so fast, and then everything just stopped. This place cleared out in an instant, but we couldn't make it to the exit. I thought for sure we were left for dead. Here's Isom. I got here as fast. This dialogue could all be coming from one person. It's all the same speak. This is a teenage girl speaking, and she sounds just like Isom does. I got here as fast as I could, but I assumed there was no way that everybody got out. Wait a second. I got here as fast as I could, but I assumed there was no way that everybody got out.
Those two sentences don't make sense,
What?
right?
I got here as fast as I could, but what?
I got here as fast as I could.
Let's get you out of here, and I'll keep. And then over his shoulder, run, he says. Now here's Shadran. I mean, the one thing I will say about this art is,
why does the nerd guy have like this frumpy? Look at that butt.
The cover that Kanan did, featuring Isom fighting this character, is so much cooler. Like the guy's like about a head taller. He's bigger, and he should be like this guy is.
It looks like Lobo.
Short. He's small. He looks weird here. It's just bizarre. His musculature is very strange. It's a 3D figure. It's a 3D asset, with weird anatomy. But I mean, really, Shadran should fill up this whole space here, so that we're overwhelmed by his presence. We're not overwhelmed by his presence here at all. I don't know why he's this small. I also don't know if this is his ass or his crotch. Is this his ass and this is his leg? Or is this his crotch right here? Is this his dick? Or is that his ass? You see what I'm saying? Like, is that his back leg or his front leg?
Oh. Yeah.
I could look at that for a long time and try to work that out. Now, here's his torso.
Is he facing? Is he squared off, or is he facing?
This is his penis right here. That's what it would appear but it looks like it could be. I don't know, man. By the way, Isom, look at his ass. I don't know why this is kind of like. Look at this flat ass, dude.
It's like all the way Brie Larson. Here. It's Brie Larson.
One of his ass cheeks is super droopy.
Friction, how you doing?
It's like he's wearing a saggy diaper that leaks. He's got like this. Where? I'm checking through my drawer to see if I have any other interesting pens that I could be using here to illustrate.
I mean, this is what the drama. You guys have no idea. Like, they're
you see what I'm saying.
Do a search on YouTube for
Run, he says.
Ethan Van Sciver.
They do run. They both.
Like, look at all the videos that pop up.
The action here is
this is a huge thing right now.
He says
it's
this
ridiculous.
Is the standoff page. The next panel should be Isom punching this guy, but it isn't. It's a redundant shot of them both looking at the kids running away. This is redundant, and the reason why it's redundant is because it's here right here.
Two right
where I
legs.
see them running away, and then we got to have an extra panel of him and them looking.
His right leg is
and then
highly
Isom
turned to the
kind of
right.
goes boom, punches him, I guess, wham, and he's like, ow. And then he looks again, and the kids aren't really any further away. There's another panel of him looking
look
at the
that.
kids. Looks like at this point, Shadran says umbalor, which I think is the N word in his native tongue. I don't know what it is, but
Wait. Umbalor? Isn't that what Peter Kane said that the female Bigfoot said after giving him a knobber? She went, Umbalor.
But it is
Peter Kane, Bigfoot expert.
Because he says, what'd you call me? He knows umbalor. He's calling him a derogatory name. Oh, God, this is just... by the way, this is like some of the best stuff in the book, to be honest with you.
Oh.
All right, here's the thing. This breaks the 180 rule. Here's what the 180 rule is. I'm going to try to explain this. You can see that the kids are going this way, right? The kids are going this way. This is where we are. We're positioned over here. We're looking, this way at the kids. Camera angle breaks. So we're all the way on the other side of him. We go from here to here.
No friction. This is
he runs
Friday.
this way.
I covered
now just based on the way that we're situated
last Thursday.
Based on where
he did this
the artist
on Friday,
has put us,
and it's just my first stream since
he
Friday
is running away from the kids here, according to this panel. He's running away. It's dizzying. It looks like he's running away from the kids. But no, he's running towards the kids. He grabs the girl by the hair.
I think MG Law's got
hits him in the
stream
back.
getting ready to start.
He falls forward, and I don't know.
I didn't know this thing's
gonna
be so long, man. The last one like an hour.
He says, Isom goes, "Oh no, not her pussy," and then he cradles her, and Shadran laughs.
Oh, is that girl that ran away?
And this is why he quit, because he's a terrible superhero. He's bad at it. He could have just, I don't know, rescued her. I don't know what, but Shadran then suddenly is on. Okay, no. Again, the 180 rule is broken. We're here, and then suddenly we're completely on the other side of them, as Shadran appears to have scooted around, but it's not. The camera just moved 180 degrees as Shadran punches Isom, and there he goes. And then
well, where'd the girl go?
He says Olamang, which is this creature's native language for faggot. So he now called him the N-word, and he called him the F-slur.
Wait a second. Is there a dictionary that comes with this, or is Ethan making this up?
And then he says Shedre, and Isom says no.
I think she's supposed to be a cosplayer at some
ineffectually on the
convention,
back of the head.
But it's like, I don't know how they got to the convention.
Hurts Isom's hand.
It's 2 years earlier.
He bitch smacks Isom. By the way, the backgrounds, of course, are all 3D assets here. They're awful. This is the warehouse 3D background that's being used here for the convention center that we've found. We've identified it. It's on the.
That's the one thing.
Bitch smacks Isom, and then Isom, I don't know, lands on his ass. And then I don't know. I don't know why the creature wants to kill this girl.
I mean, surely he
but
could
I guess
do it a lot
does.
easier. I mean,
I don't know. We see a shadow.
Look right there. Crush her head. Right here, the bottom left. Crush her head. Right here.
This hand is up first, and then it's the other hand. So in other words, he's doing this. No, as he runs towards her. And this big shadow, I think, indicates that maybe he crushed her head or something like that.
Oh, okay.
That was terrible. that was hard. Like this whole thing doesn't like it's so weird, man. It
Like
really
he
is
ran
weird.
there
The
as
book is
fast as he
weird.
could, but he thought there's no way everybody
I
could
just
get out.
sense
That's how it
autism
started.
in it. As I read it, I feel like the autism.
Bobby, I'm telling you,
feel the
EVS
autism.
is one of the first people I followed on YouTube.
Skip pages.
And,
Okay, let's skip some pages here.
I just dig him.
All right, he comes home, and then there's some monsters in his place.
Don't you hate when you come home? There's monsters.
They
in your
set
place?
fire to his place.
But look, there's no dialogue.
that, I
He
guess,
keeps
it's
flipping
not
through these
important.
pages. There's
These
no
monsters.
dialogue bubbles.
And then here comes Goodjing. Now, I did point out this is the splash page introduction of Goodjing. I guess it's Gooding. And once again, Eric Weathers. Who is
Hey, that's
the
okay. We
letterer.
got ID Crisis here. Friction.
I buzzed
He's
Eric
a
Weathers'
pro,
balls about
and
this.
he's
Eric
like,
Weathers is
just
also my
critiquing
letterer on
completely changed the way I look
Cyberfrog.
at things.
And Eric Weathers does a really, really good job on my book. I think he knows that my book is great, and that's why he does a much better job. You see the exciting lettering that's in my book here. Do I ever introduce a character or need him to do a logo?
Okay, like you can totally tell. Like this is the difference between drawing the frames and the 3D asset stuff.
I mean, bang, the big, big gigantic effects everywhere that you look.
Oh wow.
Oh no, here
That is perfect. Good artwork.
Scorpinra, aka Scorpion, big letters here. That are, in proportion with the size of the character on the page. There you go. Perfect example here. Introducing a character with a kick-ass kind of logo. Scorpinra, alien name, aka Scorpion. There he is on the bridge leading into Philadelphia. It's covered in like dry human skin. The Vespis hive ships are in the air. And that's just exciting. All right. Here we go. Gooding. That's nothing. There's nothing else on the page. It's just Gooding. Little.
Is this guy running or is he marching?
It could have been like Gooding, like in the background here. Gooding. And what is the name Gooding anyway? Here it is. People have pointed this out and made hay of all this.
No, this is a pro.
First of all, Gooding is a horrible fucking name. I don't know where he.
Let me take a moment here. So Friction Vixen. The guy's name is Eric July. He is the one whose comic book this is. The guy critiquing it, his name is Ethan Van Sciver. He's been in the comic book industry for years. He worked for DC. He worked for Marvel. He did. He basically, I forget who it was said last stream that he was basically the Justice League. He has done every character except for. Was it the Yellow Lantern and Wonder Woman or something like that? It's crazy the amount of talent this guy has. And anyway, he got pushed out because of political beliefs stuff, and he started doing his own comic. But he is a pro. He's been around for years. And so he's critiquing now. Like the chat paid him $1,000 to critique the first issue. Then they paid like $2,000 to critique the second issue. And Friday night, this stream it's not this stream. What stream did I watch? Was that Saturday? He made $3,000 just in chat stuff for. I mean, it was a hoot. The stream was an absolute hoot. But anyway, yeah. So that's what is going on here. Friction. Sorry, guys.
Where he gets these names, every single name that he chooses for these characters is embarrassing. Every single one of them is kind of hard to pronounce. Like, what do you mean?
So like all these things, like Eric July got
every one of them is kind of
these images. They're called 3D assets.
You don't really know how to pronounce
and
it.
they're free online.
And even
if
you did know how to pronounce it, it's not a superhero character name.
Like we could do our own comic here in the chat.
Names at all. Cool? And the reason for that is I think they're all Eric's friends, or they're like it's a reference to somebody in Eric's life or his family history. He's already pointed out that Isom comes from his great grandfather. So who's Gooding? I don't know. I don't know where this comes from, but it's spelled differently throughout the book. Here it's Goo good and then YNG, so maybe it's Gooding.
Boomer,
It's just
I
awful.
love you.
Change the name.
You say my
All right.
complicated.
This here,
I can't get
this is
simple
what
words
happens
out,
when
and
you are
just make
using,
it-
and people say to me, Ethan, why bust the balls of people
You
who are
want to just take
using
over the channel here?
3D
That'd be
assets?
awesome.
For many reasons, laziness, all these
I'll
things.
just
Like
sit here and
people
make
really
faces
should
like-
be trying to draw and create authentic comic book art. I mean, say what you will. Mike S. Miller, of course, points out that this forearm here is a little too long. It's longer
It's
than
his
this
second.
one.
This
True,
was his
there's
second.
a reason for
The
that.
one we saw the
Obviously,
other
as
day
I
was his
explained,
first.
we want to. Okay, so I fudged it a little bit here, but there's no 3D asset here. I drew this. I drew these figures. I drew them all. And if they're imperfect, that's okay because they came from me. They're drawings. It's art. It's just art. It's not like boring, like, perfectly created, like, 3D figures that I've traced over or that it's not like that. You draw, you sit down and you draw, man. That's what art is. That's what comic book art is. Now, when you're using 3D assets, you can take a figure and you can pose it in any position that you want. And then you can also turn it around and look at it from any angle. You can look at it from any angle. So what you have here, and I got gaslit about this on the internet from some clown, some ripatard, who said, no, he's not running here. He's landing. He's landing.
That's not
Where
how
did
you
he jump
land.
from? What do you mean he's landing? He jumped out of one of these tiny little things here? These are small. These are little drones. No, he's running, dude. See the, and then see this? And then see this, you asshole? He's running. And this was, somebody took a 3D figure. The artist took the 3D figure and he was like, it'll be really clever if like I shoot it from below. Then it's action packed. That looks great until you put the background there and you forget where the horizon line is. And now here's the horizon line. Now he's marching
I don't think so.
Straight up in the air. It's supposed to be like this. And then like, honestly, the ground plane is like right here. The camera would be underground looking up at him. Okay, you see what I'm saying? This would be a buried fucking Citizen Kane style camera shot where the camera is below the horizon line, looking up at a guy running at an angle. His body should be almost a 45-degree angle from the ground. Look at this. And why is this? Because he just had a 3D asset. He turned the camera in a weird way. He kind of popped it down there, and then he just went, well, fuck, where's the ground? Let me just put it here. Let me just put no.
Oh, man.
That drives me nuts. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
The camera.
I never
be
thought
way
of it that
down
way.
here underground looking up at him. If you're seeing a guy running and you can see his belly and everything like that, you're underneath him if he's running like this. He's running like this. You see this? 45-degree angle from the ground. This is correct.
Oh, wow. Wow.
All right. So that's the problem. I mean, that's the problem with the 3D assets. Problem with using 3D assets is when it comes to humans, 3D figures, is that there is no horizon line to reference. And then, you just have the figure, and then you've got to work out how to put that into, if you don't know how to do it, you're going to end up with things like this. All right. Who cares? This guy shows up, Gooding. Oh, I like this right here. All right, so this is Alpha Core. Now, I have not reviewed Alpha Core. I don't have Alpha Core. I have not read Alpha Core. First of all, hard cut, by the way. We're going to go in here and let's engaging. Let's go into the fiery building. Oh, that's great. Next page should be them putting out the fire. The next page after this should be them fighting the fire. They're going into the fire, so they should be like spraying the fire, carbon dioxide everywhere. Spraying the fire, putting it out. But it's not. Hard cut from there to this.
Okay, so one, animators absolutely amaze me. So, like, I want to see anything you guys have. Like, I mean, it's just, I think it's awesome. And also, like, any opinions y'all have, I want to know about it with all this stuff. I'm going to do a couple more videos on this because it's not going away anytime soon. And I'd much rather be here talking about this stuff with you guys having fun and going, oh my gosh, like, I never saw that. Because you see this every day. It's like, Why do some things bother you when you see it on TV? You can't explain. You know what started to bother me? Have you guys noticed that like CGI, the quality of it has gotten really bad? And like now it's like if there's too much CGI, I'm turned away. There's no emotion. It's like my body knows it's fake and I can't stand it. But anyway, I'd rather be doing this stuff, man, than talking about crimes and trials. I didn't do that stuff. As soon as I got out of crim law, I was like, I'll talk constitutional law, but anyway, yeah, that's awesome, Bobby.
Why are we not seeing him put the fire out? I don't know. Because we're going to Alpha Corps headquarters, where for 3 pages, these idiots squabble about data collection.
Thank you.
This, I mean, if you read this, it
You wanna
really
do more of
is
this Irish. Half
it
Irish?
really is amazing. This is headache inducing. I'm going to read this page to you. And you will see what I'm talking about. This entire book is about who.
You guys, look, Lex, you hit me in a passionate topic, man. That's why I stopped this. Do you know the movie I was thinking about the other day? With the last, like, if you look at like the whole timeline of like special effects movies, Star Wars is amazing special effects for the era it came out in. But you know what movie was the last one? If you look at like really before CGI took over everything, I think it came out in like 1990. I saw it just the other day on a YouTube video about it. It's the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They used Jim Henson Muppets for the Turtles. I mean, there were people in the suits, but it was part of the whole Jim Henson thing. Dude, I love it, man. I can't get enough of it. And I don't know why it has to go. I mean, they don't even try anymore. It is just completely green suits, green background. I mean, everything's green. It has no passion. It has no you're definitely not getting a kiss on the lips. But are they being forced? Or is that a thing? That's what bothered me about Nikki Haley's comment the other day. Don't ever let who God created, being your maker, your whatever your belief is, however you were created, you're special. Don't ever let anybody tell you, oh, you don't fit the right checkbox. So anyway, sorry guys. Rabbit, thank you for being Rabbit. I love you, babe. Rabbit and the White Rabbit are two different rabbits. I love them both. One just more intimately.
Who has data, who needs data.
And I don't understand this whole data thing in this. What is the
it's
data?
Really like reassuring. It's like we don't know anything as readers, and neither do they. They don't know anything either. Nobody knows nothing here. And they just sit around and they squabble about shit the way that like certain YouTubers do. Not many, maybe 2. All right. Let's. You guys are superheroes. You guys are now doing you guys are superheroes, and you're meeting up here for a very inspiring.
Thank you, Friction.
This is your 3 pages to shine here in ISOM number 2. You're meeting up here for a very inspiring debriefing. Not debriefing. They're reviewing what happened yesterday.
I was thinking about that, Chris.
All right, let's address the disaster of yesterday. This is like a company meeting that we get. Like they're superheroes having a corporate company meeting, talking about, the where they went wrong. This is all great stuff. I can't wait to read Alpha Core. Yeah, it's like a Zoom meeting. Exactly. Thank you very much, Young Butternut. There were several miscalculations here. We weren't on our game, and it could cost us. Did it cost you? Then why are we just now debriefing? We generally address the mission right after completion. That's a great point to bring up. Thank you. Yeah, why are we now? This is very important for the reader to know. Apparently, there was a delay in the debriefing. Why didn't we immediately do this debriefing? Why was there a delay?
Got me on another thing I'm passionate about. Yes, Half Irish. When I can't retain the guy's name right now. The guy who played Gandalf went in for the Hobbit. He looked around and everything was green. He's like, "There's no set." I mean, this guy, he's a trained, a dramatic actor. He does plays, and stuff like that. He had long history, and he goes into a movie. There's no movie magic. It was all CGI. I cannot believe Peter Jackson did that. That's the thing that gets me. I cannot believe Peter Jackson. I think he did the entire Hobbit series out of protest, and I would like to see him redo it. Honestly, I would. But still, the guy who played Gandalf, he said that he looked around, he sat down in a chair, and it's not him that I read this from. It was somebody else was talking about. They saw him on set, and he put his head down in his hands, and he cried because the movie was dead. And not only that about the Hobbit, but it was filmed at like a weird frame rate. So if you watch it, like there's actually warnings about it. Like it could make you nauseous in some scenes. I felt uncomfortable watching. I didn't believe that, and like I watched it. I think I saw the first one before I found out about that. And I was like, oh yeah, it just feels weird. It's like your skin crawls kind of watching it. But anyway, sorry. You guys don't get me.
Normally, that's what we do. You're saying there were several miscalculations. We weren't on our game. It could cost us. Well, then why did we wait to have this debriefing? Usually, according to our protocol, we do this bullshit right after the completion of the meeting. And then he's got to answer that fucking annoying comment from this bitch here. This mission is not complete. I spent the rest of the day going through my contacts on my iPhone and preparing for this very meeting. Okay, so shut up. That's why. You know why we didn't have it right away? Because I was going through my contacts and preparing to have this debriefing where we would talk about where we failed. Any other questions, you fucking witch? Valdez, what we are dealing with here is a very serious matter that could be beyond your understanding.
I hate corporate. I hate corporatisms.
Maybe you don't
know.
There's
a certain person I was busy looking through my contacts so we could have this debriefing. That is a person. That's a personality type that I cannot stand.
The situation, you might not know what's going on here. She says, I don't doubt the seriousness at all. You're fired. Get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to talk about what we did yesterday and what we've learned. Stop it. Stop with your quibbles. Stop with your back talk.
24.
And again, this is more Eric July, not naming names, using pronouns, rather than just say, what the character's name is. Who are you referring to? Let me know who you're talking about. She says, I heard about her. Even did some surface level research. More talk about research, but not enough, just surface level. I heard about her. Say Yaira. Say the blonde bitch we fought yesterday. Her. Who? The only other female do you mean Altona? Because we were reading about Altona. Do you mean her? No, you mean a different her? But clearly there's plenty that I'm not aware of. Well, that's true. That's true of all of us. There's a lot of things for all the things that we know, I think it's important.
So we've had 3 different sets.
As we educate ourselves, we realize that there's so much more that we don't know.
The one with the dudes with the guns and the chick who got slapped.
Not aware of.
What
do you know that I don't?
And then this debriefing.
He's about to tell you. He's trying to tell you that
I thought this was about that guy, the black dude with the orange outfit. I like that outfit. It's cool.
That would be the only relevant information at the moment. Well, if you would shut your fucking cockhole for 1 second, I would tell you what I found out through looking through my contacts in my iPhone, but you won't shut the fuck up. I don't need to be reminded of your investigative talents, he says. You're good at getting data, normally. Braxwell spoke highly of them, and truth be told, it's the only reason you're wearing that suit. And he just
Data
flattered.
is worthless without.
He just said,
without
bro,
knowing
be
what
great
you want
to Braxwell. So we have a panel of Braxwell receiving that validation without saying a word and smiling. Because he said, look, Braxwell, I trust
If he'd have
Braxwell.
just read his own comic book,
he
at
said
this
that you're
point,
really good at collecting data, and that's why you're here. And Braxwell's like, hell yeah.
Explains a lot.
Hell yeah. I'm not saying that as an insult. It's your strength, so make sure you listen carefully. By all indications, there is relatively limited intel. She showed up a few years ago.
Why do I feel like this is like PC? Like it's written so, oh, I'm not talking about your intelligence. That's your strength, or whatever he just said. It's like everything, it seems like he's the writing's being apologetic for trying to say, get out of my face, sucker. I mean, these are comic books, man. Just punch somebody. I'm sorry.
Go, and I was summoned to deal with her.
I was summoned.
Yaira.
I was summoned.
Yaira. Rarely
By
am I
who?
ever
The
tested
queen?
when given the opportunity. I gave her the out. She took it, and now we see that she ignored our negotiation.
The next
If
two,
you
okay,
let her
it's
go,
bizarre,
you must
it's
not
filler.
believe her to be evil.
It's all here to there's all stuff to set up the next two comic books, Alpha Core and Yar. Neither one of those are about Isom. What's going on, man? Who is Isom? That's what it ought to be. Who is Isom? Well, it's the international Scientology of ministers or whatever. Forget. International something of ministries. Gosh, man. I've never seen so
But
much
we watched
drama
her drop
in
a man from
in a
Lord knows
comic
how high.
book.
Somehow, I get the feeling you don't still see her as a threat. He says, she's a threat, just not to us. We're badasses. She's a threat, but like not to us. She handed you your asses yesterday. This is cope. This is all cope. I did not simply let her go this time. Braxwell and I went into pursuit after she nearly killed that man. All of this is there. Nothing is being said here.
MLS, how you doing, bud? Nobody's fighting right now. That's the problem with this whole series. Nobody is. We don't know who the dude is. We don't know anything.
To rape the black guy.
MLS, you could do a better comic from the Treehouse than Eric July can.
Valdez, you'll eventually learn that the battlefield is more than just intel and information. But keep me abreast of your findings.
Keep me abreast of your findings. Who talks like this?
A big criticism I have of this team is our lack of data collection. More references to collecting data, information. This is research, information, data. We need to collect more data. And then he says to this guy here, he says, I'm going to get some training in. You know the drill.
That looks
his dick, dude. He puts his hand on this guy's shoulder and he says, I'm going to get some training in. You know the drill. And this guy knows.
Is this going to be homoerotic stuff right now? Are we getting ready to see some eroticism? That's what it feels like. I'm going to get some training in. You know the drill. I mean,
as this guy walks away with his face in shadow, he knows he's about to take it in the ass.
Data.
And that's part of
all we know is data.
More data. You know the drill. He's like, I know it all too well. It's like 23 inches long. All right. We're looking at Isom in bed. All right. Who cares about any of this? Now it's spelled Gooding with a Y, with an extra I, by the way, of course. You know. We got 2 pages of Avery taking a nap. This is really important. I've never really seen this in a superhero comic book before, where we actually witness, the hero going to sleep. Because I mean, superheroes need rest,
Yeah.
So
Batman
he says,
sleeps
"Thank
upside
God
down.
there ain't another set of those to light my actual house on fire." So the house that was lit on fire isn't his actual house. Surprise! He has another house, which is a 3D asset. Here's the truck, which of course is a huge part of this comic book, enormous part of this comic book.
What's the deal with the truck? I forgot about it already. Why is that such a big deal?
Only to be woken up by his sister, who lets him know that
she's got beat.
Darren punched her in the face, and now he's really mad.
Darren punched me in the face, but Elon Musk came in with a team of dudes with guns drawn on him.
More weird threats, vagaries. I got to skip some of this. This is amazing right here. Now we cut. Okay, so as if the Alpha Core thing was like not meaningless enough, now we cut to an arena here. Overhead shot of an arena. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Monday Night Elevation.
Oh, that's an arena?
And
I was
here
trying
we
to
have
figure
a
out
bunch
what
of
that
guys talking about a fight that's going to happen. We got a full-page splash
Shungite?
of an arena.
It's Larry Shungite?
Where, man, this is weird.
Is this
goddamn, this is weird. When I got to this, I didn't know what to say. This is a splash page of the entrance where the wrestler, his name is Larry Shungite. Larry Shungite, the wrestler. Shungite. Is that like Suge Knight? Like misspelled like the wrong way? Like Suge Knight, Shungite. It sounds like batshit. Like it sounds like some kind of like fossilized poop. Larry Shungite. We got a nice splash page of people going, yeah, all right. The door that he's going to come out. And then the next panel is like
we got Undertaker, we got Kane, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock,
like Nolan,
but now we got Shungite.
Why isn't this the reveal of Larry Shungite if he's a big deal?
Yeah, who is? Why are we talking about Shungite?
We don't know who this guy is.
Now we're a wrestling magazine,
and he just comes out and he basically
is this the fourth story we're in here?
Last night I lost something that was rightfully mine, but you only know a fraction of the story. When some of the top talent jumped ship, who helped carry this company? Me. What is this? When wrestlers who had nowhere near the draw I have kept top billing, I kept my thoughts to myself. I gave you classic match after classic match. You didn't give me the belt. It was rightfully mine. I'll tell you what. How about you bring your punk ass out here and tell the great people of Florida Spark exactly why I'm no longer champion? What? What does this have to do with Isom? Uh-oh, he's gone rogue.
Oh, he took his sunglasses off.
And then we cut to these guys who are watching it on TV.
Oh, man.
What is this? Eric, what is this? Who is this guy?
Why do we have
so many
Why is he here?
What is this?
Who's the enemy? Who is the enemy?
Connects. And I think
do you know who was in Batman,
the
Detective Comics, whatever it was, the first issue? The Joker.
He's going to take breaks in the story to reveal more characters that could have their own comic books later. But, like, I don't want a Larry Shungite comic. Because he's just a guy saying,
number
I
2 and we're
my
setting
belt.
up character.
I don't want to read some put upon wrestler.
We got like 6
characters
characters now. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
What does that have to do with any of this?
Well, hell, none of them are going to be together anyway.
This scene is actually pretty good. I will say this: I got to this and I really liked it. Aside from famously, this is how the 3D assets thing was discovered. This is a 3D asset of a doorway. Probably an elevator door. There's a little switch here that's hovering in midair. This is supposed to be a metal detector. If you've been to a lot of places with metal detectors, you'll know there'll be a table here, usually. Table
for you
here.
Into your pockets.
So that, it kind of blocks it. You have to go through the metal detector.
That's just a door frame in the middle of a room.
A little bucket here, Put your keys in your phone there so it doesn't set the metal detector off. This is an elevator door that was repurposed as a.
But who has a metal detector walking really, into a wall? You have it before. As soon as you come in the doors, you have a metal detector.
You could have just drawn that. That's not what they look like. Past there, you're supposed to go through here and then I guess into an elevator or out a door. Is this the doorway to get out? Why do you have to Why is there a metal detector to leave the place? But anyway, because they're going into a garage, right? This is where the cars are. They're going to leave. Why do they have to go through a metal detector?
I wish you hadn't said
to
that.
Leave
I've never seen anything. I wish someone hadn't said, because it is.
That's
it's
a head
true.
scratcher there.
Bobby, you made me realize
but
how
it's important that
bad
they do, because
this hurts.
He goes beep beep beep. This guy's got a gun. It turns out, and it's like, yeah, I got a gun. I don't care. I'm not going to stop. They ain't stopping me. We see. This is excruciating.
No idea.
Too. This is clearly Yaira here, and she says some things about wanting to join their company, and it's just all of this stuff is just like really, really like ground level, like people talking up, people getting jobs, talking about getting jobs. What's going on, Sally? What brings you in so late? I left those schematics in the office. I wanted to look them over tonight. Funny you mentioned that. I'll be seeing Burnley later tonight. You thought about accepting our offer? Of course, I've considered it, but the consultant role is working out perfectly.
This is a parking garage with there's no lines. There's one car in the parking garage and like 7 people standing there. Is this the chick that was at the Comic-Con convention? Where's that truck at?
I do appreciate carving me out my own space. The accommodation makes it difficult to decline. There's got to be a quicker way to say that, or a way to make that sound interesting. I'll keep you posted. I've got some ideas that you're going to love. Let's get out of here. And then she's smiling. So this is Yaira. She's got blue hair here. She's got some ideas. They're going to fuck these guys up, I guess, in their company. But anyway, they leave. And this is a really good scene. As I said, wait a second here. This is
Where did this chick come from? Where did that guy go?
Lincoln has the gun. Why does this guy have a gun too? Did I read this wrong? So this guy's a traitor to the Projexis movement here. This is actually pretty cool. They got for some reason Darren's guys are gonna kind of attack him, and then it's like, oh, you're a mole, and then I think this guy's got a gun too, but he got through the detector and it didn't go off, and then this happens.
Oh, it's a Glock 7 from Die Hard 2.
That's Lincoln going through the. Lincoln smashes through, so they crash the car. Lincoln smashes through the windshield, and then we cut to Isom, who goes and gets a gun, and I don't know why. There's no reason for him to do this. He gets a gun, he puts it in his.
What happened to wearing the crosses on his belt? Is that just because it's fun to wear crosses on your belt?
And then here we go. We've got the wife of the farmer guy. That looks
I thought
like
he
Eric
was like
Weathers,
some Christian dude.
She's looking
by the
for
way,
her husband. They go to
wait. Was that the robot from
it appears that
Empire Strikes
demons
Back?
Stole the Sam. His name is.
The Batha
we
tank
don't know
robot?
why that ever happened. It's excruciating here. Another scene of him sleeping. This is Gooding again, who's saying, look, it's interesting. These guys have special thing in their blood. Here, that makes it. I've never seen anything like it. We're training. We get our new costume, and here it is. This is it. This is what Eric spoiled for me. He opens his costume up. This is the big moment. I'm disgusted by the old design of your waistband. I'm disgusted by your old costume. It was rather pointless. I've given you a belt with actual utility. Yes, he's got his utility belt. Woo! I love it. I'm so excited about this. No wonder Eric couldn't show me this. I would have stolen the design. If I had seen the utility belt, I would have been like, damn, dude.
That's a utility belt.
I'm putting it on Cyberfrog.
I thought that was just like
try
part
it on, and
of
when
it.
You're ready, I have some ideas for attachments. Attachments to the belt. Are they big black latex attachments? What are you looking for? I have some ideas for ... attachments. I got some things
Yeah, I
that
get
you can
the
attach
what
to that belt.
ISOM is, but it's still it never got explained.
It's like a big black dong, but it has a fist at the end. Hey, that would be cool if like his belt could have attachments like that. Kind of like
School
Green
mission,
Arrow
yes.
has attachments on his arrows, like a boxing glove arrow. But
Or
he has
pushes
like
it in box.
he has like dildos with special attachments at the end that attach to his utility belt.
Baldos,
Ideas for
not
attachments.
dildos. That's come on, Ethan. That's so.
He's got like a dildo with a net that comes out at the end, like it
2023
and like traps you in a
22.
net. Or like I said, just a big fist, like a boxing glove dildo. Why hasn't that been done yet? Anyway, this is the utility belt. I don't know what's in the utility belt. Nothing right now, I guess. He says, when you're ready, I have some ideas for it. I don't know what's in there. It doesn't say, like, we don't learn here, you know. Here comes the truck. Truck is hugely important here. Lots of scenes of the truck. This is, of course, a 3D asset.
Truck.
You can see that this is basically the same as this. Same angle. Ford Tough.
Go gadget belt. Yes.
Obviously,
yes.
The worst thing in the world here. This is the castle. And I've gone over this. This is one of the things that I think caused me and Eric to fight.
Bobby.
I actually looked at this page. It was on Twitter, and I just asked people to redraw it because this is terrible. This is a truck that's pulling up to a spooky anachronism of a castle in the middle of Texas somewhere, right? See all the fog around? I can't see.
Are there castles in Texas?
And there's like this enormous.
I don't know.
Castle
maybe that's
the truck pulls up to, and it really looks like.
Is this the Mexican castle?
Something like that. It looks terrible. I mean, it really looks like shit. And there are a million different ways that you could draw this, and you guys did. I mean, there are so many people who got.
You wonder what time it is? Here, I'll tell you. Push a button, cuckoo clock comes out.
Amazing. They made it just look great. I mean, Eric didn't like that I did that, but I mean, again, this is like another one of those teachable moments where you get a script and you really need to sell it.
Texas Jen lives in the Texas castle.
Bizarre castle after the fog clears. Strange castle. I mean, if you just say the word strange castle, you know, right there, that should just implant all kinds of visual ideas. You type that into some AI program, and they're going to give you something better than this. You'll see. I mean, just type that into like.
I think the Winchester Mansion's in California.
Pulls up to bizarre castle with a drawbridge down, and they you know,
it does have a drawbridge.
Show you all kinds of crazy cool layouts for what that could have looked like. And instead, it looks like this. And, you know, as we examine it, like, I really don't know what this is. Like, people are still trying to figure out what these tea kettles are here with the handle.
Oh, they are tea kettles.
Something that you would lift up. There's a hinge here. So you lift this up. And then I guess this opens up.
I thought they were grain silos.
The lid open. And inside are cookies or coffee creamer or sugar.
It's very serious, Bobby.
Oh, no.
If you are siding with his enemies, you are an enemy.
He runs up to the castle. These are funny. I like these.
That's how he runs.
You can find like somebody did a book a while ago. You know, they collected these images from 100 years ago of photography, like early filmmaking. And you know, they would sit there and they'd capture a horse in motion so that you could they slowed it down to frames so that you could see what a horse's anatomy looks like when it runs. How its legs move together frame by frame, and they had human beings running too, and that's what this reminds me of. Like, this looks like it was traced from that, but I don't really know. Anyway, it looks dumb. All right, thank you. Here is Sydney Bloodroot.
Isom is the beauty.
This is fine. He sent me this in black and white as a part of one of the assets that I needed to use to draw from to do the cover. So I saw this a while ago, just the line art of this, and went, it's going to be this kind of a book. Together, they go into hell. They go into a cave. Sydney.
Why is there a dragon? Wait, hold on. Why is there a dragon?
This is what could have been explained to me a little bit better. Her powers are that she has blood that comes out of her fingernails, and that blood can do things like, now I got a light I lit up the cave.
What
and
type
I could
of
see all the
blood
monkey
is
men.
it? Is it B
Isom
negative?
fights the monkey men. He's fighting the monkey men pretty hard here. And she's like, he goes, I'm searching this cave for Sam. So they're looking for Sam. For some reason, Sam is in this cave.
Who is
we don't know
Sam?
why. You can leave if you're scared. And she says, ha, then give me a minute.
No, I shoot blood out of my fingernails. I'm
And
not scared
she
of
says,
anything.
It's been a while since I've tried this. And he's still fighting down here. This is silliness. He's still fighting.
Is that blood
She
sperm?
says, she's at the top of this. She goes, it's been a while since I've tried this. And then she kind of lets blood come out of her fingernails a lot. She crosses her hands in front of her. She flings the blood and goes, "Aye!" And that's it. That was, thanks for doing that. That did absolutely nothing. That didn't kill any monkey men. That didn't really appear to do anything at all.
Who was the guy that like was fighting? That was like,
what is that? What did she do?
Female
Like, I
Bigfoot
thought
going,
she would, like, knock down, like, 28 monkey
or
men
whatever.
But it did.
What happened to that person?
It did nothing there.
And where's the guy with the contacts? Is he still looking for the data?
He's fighting more monkey men. There's a lot of fighting. This is actually cool because there's a lot of action.
Blood shooting out of the fingernails.
The action can oftentimes be like inexplicable. So here we have the lava monkey men, and they're all creating lava and then throwing it like a huge fireball. See, they're making a fireball. I think they're throwing it at Isom here, and then he's getting ready to get engulfed in fire. But then this happens, and what this is I don't know.
Wait, there's internet gas?
Fire's coming, and then this happens. So that's good. And
yeah,
then,
who is Sam?
I don't know.
Is Sam the one that's eating green eggs and ham?
She says, what are you? Neither of these people have done very much data collection or research. We'll talk later. Let's get through the cave.
Did she say these are the ones that haven't been doing the data research?
Effectively zero. There is nothing that Bloodroot has done at all except for bring him to the cave. She's done nothing. She's contributed nothing to this at all.
Well, Sam's dead.
A monkey starts humping her right here. And then he kicks the monkey off of her. And then he says, I don't know, man.
She says, I was so close.
Unreal. And then he points to this, which I don't know what it is, but he says that has to be something. I guess, yeah.
Best Marvel comic was Punisher.
All of this has to be something. Do you understand? I had to read this today. Cognitive Minority says, I'm exhausted. I understand. I had to read this. This is it's really unfun. More monkey fighting. If you're looking for action, if you want to see Isom fighting the monkeys, like there are pages and pages of him fighting the monkeys, so that's good. And then once again, we got another kind of
eat them in a box.
Blood. This time she uses her blood to break down the door. And inside the door, and look, she's falling down because she's given all her blood away. Essentially, these are really bad powers.
Can she go to the blood bank?
Especially if you're anemic.
Yeah,
she goes inside, and there are all these dead people. They're all dead, she says. But here's Sam. They were dead before I got here. Are you Sam? I am. And it looks like he's
Sam, I am.
Which is weird,
Sam,
but there's a lot of implications.
It just said Sam, I am
in this book. So Sam was raped. That must be Avery out there causing a commotion. He said his name was Isom. I don't care, dude. I don't fucking care anymore. Why did they get Sam? Like, on the back.
This guy's on the Blaze, man. The guy who does this comic on the Blaze.
Oh,
he's supposed to be talented. Oh, that's my earphone. Sorry.
Is that important? It's a little symbol on his back. Oh, they're probably going to use Sam as a weapon. Okay. And then she squirts out some more menstrual blood for Sam to jump into. And blop, they're No. I don't know, guys. I'm like defeated, you know.
Bulldog.
Isom says, go. And he's holding off the monkeys while Bloodroot, who is now out of blood, and she's
Okay,
tired.
so we have to have a comic book on what
Sam
this
helps her
castle
towards
is.
the hole.
It's not Castle Grayskull. It's like Castle Tea Kettle.
And I don't know what. Oh, the animals come in. This is good. This is heroic. The wolves come in. Her wolves are animals, and they're magic. And so they help defeat some more monkey men. And then her dragons.
Who are the
come
monkey
in.
men?
Cool.
Where do they
That's
come
cool.
from?
I like Eric kind of going, you know what? Like, there's this chick, and she's got like wolves, and she's got like a
This
dragon,
is why you shouldn't do drugs.
and she's got like an eagle.
Do not do drugs.
She's got like alligators.
You're not
she lives in a fucking castle.
Hunter S. Thompson.
And she's a cowgirl. I like that. And she has blood powers. Dude, that is sweet.
It was food poisoning. Green eggs and ham. Don't eat green eggs.
The monkey man grabs Isom. He's about to set him on fire. Isom uses some powers, I guess. Like he scrunches down, then he jumps and bonks the guy's
that's
head
the castle.
On the
the castle's Oz,
which frees him but leaves him falling. And then boom. By the way, shout
Bobby,
out to
this
Eric
is the
Weathers.
second comic.
Boom. So he had all this to like, hey, see these lines here? Eric, I'm gonna need Eric Weathers. He's the letter. I'm gonna need a boom sound effect here. And Eric came through big time, man. And here is Isom getting ready to be mounted. Probably by one of the monkey men.
That one guy, we left him. He was about, I've got to go just do some training. You know what that drill is all about. I mean, we left that guy. He's hanging out there being
Isom. The end.
Mutilated.
Acknowledgements.
Let me give a big.
Enjoyed Isom number 2.
Let's say.
Let me give a big shout out to those that stuck around.
Oh, that was a yawn of boredom.
And we hope you remain customers of the Rippaverse. Well, you're asking a lot. Isom number 1 let us gauge the market, and we can now invest in other stories. The following years, we'll bring books that will feature other characters detached from Isom. These releases will consist of a growing pool of talented writers and artists. This is perhaps my favorite part of this entire process. This company is self-sufficient, which means that everything is connected. The more we grow, the more job opportunities there will be in all the departments of the company. That's great. You guys want to work there? Job opportunities are coming. On behalf of the Rippaverse, thanks to the greatest customers in the world, and we get another signature from Eric July. Another one. Eric, why don't you just limit these to maybe one per book? Why don't you expound upon your plans just once? I don't want to see your signature more than once. And then we turn the page and look. Next up, Isom number 3 and the conclusion of ill-advised. Is he still going to be fighting the monkey men in 3?
That looks like AI.
And then we're back in the comic again. Like we think it's over, but it's not over.
And who's this monkey guy with the spider? Is this a spider monkey in the bottom right?
I've underestimated this. ... Human. More vagaries. Our presence is no longer necessary. All has been confirmed. Oh, so very much like Lincoln and very much like Darren, like you just set up shop and for no particular reason except to confirm information. That's everybody's collecting data. Everybody's getting things confirmed. Everybody needs more research. That's the theme. The through line of this entire book is just people looking for more.
It's all corporate speak. Like the people that say that in corporate America.
And then we got this.
They're not doing anything.
He must be eliminated. Well, I mean, you just now came to that conclusion because you just sicked 400 monkey men on him that seemed to be trying to eliminate him, but they failed to do so. Did you know before, like, that he needed to be eliminated? if you didn't know that he needed to be eliminated, why did you send all your monkey men after him to try to kill him? Because they were trying to kill him. He's got, now he's gonna, oh yeah, all right. Now you're mad? I don't care. I don't care. Up next for the Rippaverse. I like this. I like the ad on the inside of the.
Did it stop? What happened?
I'm trying to figure out how big he is. He seems like he's big, but I can't really tell. Like, these are his feet, and then they're, all right, I mean, are these his feet? There's his hand, and these are dead monkey men on the ground. He's not really that big. It'd be good to see little monkey men down here around him, like very small. Where are your little monkey men? And then you could say, holy shit, that dude's big. If that dude says he's going to be eliminated, I'm scared. It's just a monkey man, but he's wearing like a cape. Here we have an ad for Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett's Alpha Core, which people say, well, it's going to be better because, you know, it's got Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett. And I got to be honest with you. I don't know what the purpose is of this exercise without Eric July's direct involvement, because the characters ain't nothing to write home about. Like, I mean, honestly, Alpha Core and their activities in this book made them absolutely insufferable assholes who rape each other.
Yeah.
And I don't care. Like, it's not like, oh, I need to know more about
them. Is Alpha Core going to end up being like the boys?
Get a talented creative team involved. Like, these guys are fine, but let them do their own thing. Please free them to do their own book together somewhere else or about something else. And then down here we got the Saska sisters, who apparently,
hey, Harry Peters, what's happening?
Are they still? Does anybody know about this? Like, they're real, like, far radical left wingers. We got some artwork here from Yaira #1. Yaira #1 is going to be interesting because I think, you know, I gauged, and
so he has radical left wingers, but he's a member. He's on the Blaze.
You know, for ISOM 1 and 2. Once I saw that, it's like, look, every book is going to half itself, but Yaira might do better than that. And my prediction is that Yaira could make 2 million. Yaira could make 3 million. The only character that people seem to really be interested in, because visually she's interesting. I mean, she hasn't been visually interesting in the book yet at all, in either of the books. But visually, the pinups we've seen of her, where she's in costume, they're kind of interesting.
Is this it? Is he done with
female character,
book?
And an entire female creative team, which is very Marvel Comics, very progressive of Eric.
Oh yeah, it is
very progressive. Marvel has this attitude that, you know, only women should write women, only black people should write black characters, only homosexuals should write homosexuals.
Oh no,
et cetera, et cetera. If we're gonna do a book about Latino characters,
no,
Latino and all Latino creative
I don't know who these people are.
And so it's good to see that, despite what Eric says, like in his videos, he agrees. He's got his female character here, and he's got an all-female creative team. So Eric must think Marvel's doing something right there when they do that, you know?
But why?
Eric
why does it have
that,
to be,
you know, that kind of segregation? Pretty cool. $35.
Jeez.
$35. ISOM #2, everyone. That was the review. What did I think of it? I think that it was a mess. I think that people say, well, is it better than 1? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's better than 1. I think that in some places the art is better. The monkey fighting scene, which went on and on and on and on.
And we don't know who the monkeys are.
If you want to see him fighting monkeys, action, and all that stuff, there was a lot of that here. The rest of the conversation, The rest of the book was just people getting into boring conversations about who knows what and when and how we're going to know more. And all of the entire book is that, Eric. The entire book is about data collection and maintaining data, sharing data. I don't care. I don't even know if you know. When I read this stuff, I'm like, well, maybe Eric knows what's going on here. I don't think he does know. All right, I'm going to read some super chats. Thanks for sending them through this. I wasn't even watching the chat. I was focused on the book through this. I just want to die. I don't care anymore. I don't even think I like comics anymore. I don't feel like I like comics. Hold on a second. Let me. Black Riding Hood, the mail-in cut. I was raised by the wolves. Oh, this is better. Yes. Hold on a second. It's happening. Give me that ass. I like comics again. Yes. It's a little kid in the hood, and he wants to bring soup to his grandfather, but you don't understand. All the ghetto thugs are werewolves, and they ate his grandpa, and now they're going to eat him. But you know what? He's packing heat. Shooting holes through the werewolves' heads. Hell yeah. I love comics. I fucking love comics.
Oh, look at that. He does. Look,
right,
he's got a gun and a knife.
Sport Nugget says, ISOM number 2 is so much worse than I thought it would be. Holy shit. CG Slum says, I need that mouse pad. Dougie P says, bring the old. All caps.
No, man. I don't know this whole thing.
Let's go. Uncle E, love you. Can't wait, says David. Maiden Hell says, you should be playing Big Bad Booty Daddy by Finatra in the background.
Dude, it's just this whole thing, man. Okay, so I didn't care, right? Like I said, I just thought this was funny because it was like a lot of, it's a big deal out here in the whole pop culture. It's a huge thing for it. These are the people that do. They're the next Batman. They're the next Superman. They're the next Spider-Man. All this stuff. That comic sells for $500 a copy on eBay. The John Malin one does. Holy cow. Yeah, you just immediately had the feel of it. You could tell it was drawn. Holy cow. But that's hey Boomer, did I get the was that it? Eric broke Ethan. Holy shit, man. That was just, and I hate to do it. I hate to say it, but that wasn't fun, man. I don't know what Eric July is doing. Yeah, you know what? It's sad what everybody else is doing by propping this up. What they're doing is gosh, I want to go off on a rant so bad. Oh, so bad, y'all. You'd hate me because I would start being political and I'd start talking about how all this stuff has just come to a head, and it's dumb. All the people that sit there and say they don't want to be political and that they're not part of all this, and how politically correctness has ruined everything. They are letting it ruin it. They're the ones that are bringing it. Black Riding Hood was very limited, is worth big bucks now. That's what Eric was going for, but he failed. Making fun of it was fun at first, but then I took it seriously, and now I'm sad. Right? It's so sad. It's just like, when Ethan said, I think I hate comic books now, I thought to myself, could I pick up a comic after this and read it? No, I don't think I could. There's nothing I see fun. I don't want to play a game. I don't even want to go to bed. It just seems like I'd be nauseous going to bed. I'm sorry. I know it sounds extreme, but it's so dumb because here's the thing. All these creators, and that's what pisses me off. All these YouTube creators, guys, Friday Night Live, the whole idea behind that was I think we can make it better than Flashcast. I love what he's done, but I think we can do better. You know, and I say better is for me. You know, I know there are people out there that see it like I do, and it's an alternative type thing. But anyways, that is the type of Yellow Flash, Geeks and Gamers, Neurotic, all these people, man, I was like so into. And they're just like, none of them have the balls to say, dude, man, what are you talking about here? Like, does that, you do not ever see that this is not a story? This is not a story. There's no. What was the middle of that book? What was happening in the middle? What was the climax? Does anybody know what the climax was? Could you explain to me? Could you do a review in a paragraph? Traveling Fools, how you doing, bud? Friction addiction. That's what I call her. It was over here earlier. That's it. Eric Broke Expert. Well, it's true though, to a point. I mean, because here's the thing: he is being put up on. It's the political thing. I don't want to go into it, but you guys are telling me he's on the Blaze now. Okay, look, I've never liked. I can hear my wife right now and say, "Just end the stream. Just end the stream. Don't go off on a rant." Yeah, what was the point of this story? What was the point of it? Oh my gosh, dude, it's. See, Miami, she's poking the bear. She's poking the bear. She knows she wants to do this. I don't like the Blaze, man. I don't like it. I think it's fake. I do. Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck's he's not conservative commentary. He's a shock jock. He was a big cocaine, alcoholic, all that stuff dude. And he started doing conservative commentary because it's the only thing that made money. There you go. That's the truth of it. That's why it feels fake. It feels like CGI listening to him. And then now he's got the Blaze. Oh, the Blaze. Somebody needs to get a hose. That's what they need to do. Pelt the fire and then beat some sense into these people. What this is, there's no fun in this. What was the fun part? I mean, it was so generic. I'm gonna do a comic book. I gotta figure out these 3D assets. I think I'm gonna do one. And then when I can't, like, here's the thing: I can start a story, right? I can't get past the first few pages. So then you guys come in. We'll not crowdfund it, but what's that? We'll do nobody's ever done that. Have you ever seen a creator say, "Okay, guys, put stuff in the chat. What do you think we should do for this?" What's this next panel going to say? The Blue Flame, how are you doing? Isom is rubbish. If you see anyone saying elsewise, you have to question their motives. That is a great point. What are their motives? Motive, man. That is a big one. I didn't think about it, but that's exactly it. It's like, why are you supporting this? Oh, because you guys all want, you want to be seen as cool. There's this woman, she's possibly nervous about a merger. She got smacked. Some people talked, did flashbacks, then present with the other guy. There's a nap. I saw a nap. Dude, it was like 2 pages. 2 pages. 35. How many pages was that one? The first one was 100 pages. How many pages was this one? At $35, I mean, it's 100 pages. It's 33 cents a page. That's a lot of I love The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller. I have read that comic book. Probably the only comic book I can tell you that I've ever read more than once. Love it. I would never read this again. That's why the Prime Time with Alex Stein got canceled at the last minute. Yeah, how does this fit with the first book? No actual story. Yeah, flow's the big thing. Yeah, AI has gotten really good. That was the image I have for tonight. The looks like a comic book thing. I said an image of comic book drama. I was like, okay, that's pretty good. Yes, let's do it. That would be fun. Let's do our own comic book. Bobby needs to help us with it. Bobby and Boomer tells us where to get our 3D assets. I'm just mad that this was supposed to be his magnum opus and he was lazy about it. I have my own and I'm too OCD to let anyone see it. Bobby, I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to know what your story is. Don't be OCD. If you have a good story, I mean, you can tell what a story is. Use AI as the editor. Jeez. Oh my gosh, man. I'm just. I've never felt like this. I feel weird. I feel dirty. I just feel dirty. Jeez. Oh. I think tomorrow night's trivia. You guys up for that? We'll have some fun. We'll make some stuff up. Yes, there are very good creators out there. And matter of fact, it's like Ethan Van Sciver is one of those. I want to get that Rainbow Brute comic. First one, I've never bought a indie comic. Pretty crazy, huh? A another one is ID Crisis. You gotta check it out, man. You gotta get him doing it. I'll tell you whose comic I want to back is Bobby Baloney's. Let's get that one going, Bobby. Come on, let's do it. We'll do it right here. We'll launch it. Look, the first interview I ever did with somebody was ID Crisis, and we talked about his book, his comic book. He showed panels and everything else. It was amazing. I was like, dude, you really did this? Um, it's just it's crazy. Like I enjoy talent. So it's not a comic though, it's a bunch of video games. Well, I mean, dude, why wouldn't you show that? Let's get it going. I want to help anybody who's got like talent, man. Look, it's weird, okay? I can sit here and talk for hours about nothing. I don't know why I can do that. I don't know why this is a talent. I don't think it is. And that's what I want to do. I want to promote you guys. I want to get you guys out from your own shadow. Share what you have with the world. Trust me, it's a gift. I mean, look, even Chris Chan, he's a weirdo, but he's got Sonic Chew, and everybody loves Sonic Chew. Oh, man, I wish I had thought of that. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you go to bed, or I'm going to, hopefully MG Law's still on. I'm going to go harass him. Anyway, Miami Spice didn't know what Sonic Chew was. Do you guys know that? She didn't know what a lot thing was when she met the expert. You know, he's been just about completely exonerated, too, last I heard. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not going to stand up for him, but Sonic Chew it's like internet gas. It's fun. Neat. Weird. I don't know. Yeah, but Billy Tucci. But I don't know what he's got. Why do I still have earphones in? They're itching my ears. I'm like, why do I have these in? I'm not listening to anything. Oh, look at this, man. Look at this. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what I always do. There we go. And let's see how do I hit edit. Oh, watch this. This is going to be awesome. It's my new favorite thing. And oh, that's a horrible picture. It's all blacked out. You got saved. You got saved. Anyway, I am gonna save that in photos. I'll send that to you later, Miami. All right, let's see here. Sonic Chew did it. Not Chris, that's right. His behavior is not normal. Chris Chan was he was not exonerated. He spent the maximum time in jail he could have gotten if found guilty. See, I don't know what happened with him. I really just don't. Time served. I didn't realize that. Even if he was found guilty, time served. Okay. He's been 2 years in jail? What was he? So he never was tried? That's weird. Lex, appreciate you. Yeah, I know. I need to go to bed too. He's back on the internet and has been putting out really weird videos, even for him. That's bad. That's real bad. All right, guys. Love y'all. Let's I got a couple of videos to do. I don't know when they're gonna get done. If you gotta get done before the 25th, that's an execution date. And it's talking about an execution. Videos will go into members only first. And please follow me on Twitter. Thank you, Boomer, for becoming my 750th follower. Love you guys. You guys put a smile on my face every night. Expert out.
I woke up to go get me a cold pop. And then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. And then the smoke got her. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Well, I woke up to go get me a cold pop. Then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh Lord Jesus.